Silver price has recently hit a 12-year high, and gold price continues to soar, hitting many new all-time highs over the past few weeks. So you might ask yourself, with these metals doing so well, should we continue to buy gold and silver? Well, I'm going to answer that in this video. Let's get into it. Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. If you want to learn more about investing in precious metals, or if you just want to watch awesome videos about gold and silver, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so why continue to stack silver and gold? I mean, sure, if gold is at an all-time high, maybe this is it. Maybe it's not going to continue to go up and it's just going to peak and go down from here. And what about silver? I mean, silver hitting that 12-year high, that's big news, but does it have any more room to go up? I certainly think so, but the reason I'm stacking precious metals is not because I'm trying to get rich. It's not because I want to buy these metals at a low price, sell them for a high price, and take all this profit and, I don't know, invest it in other things. That's not my goal. That's not my strategy, although that might be what you are trying to accomplish, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that when it comes to stacking physical precious metals, typically, these are something that you buy and hold for a long period of time. This is not necessarily an investment, but more insurance. Let me show you something. Here we are looking at the US debt clock, and over on the left is the gold holding by country in ounces. Up at the top, we have the United States of America, almost 300 million ounces of gold. Working our way down, we have Germany, the International Monetary Fund. You've got Italy, France, Russia, China, Switzerland, Japan, the list goes on. But I want to talk about this gold. Why are these countries holding gold? I mean, what's the point? Well, the reason they're holding gold is because they would rather hold gold than their currency. Most of this gold is being held by central banks around the world, and the central banks can decide, do I want to hold my country's currency, or do I want to hold physical gold? Now, gold is seen as money all around the world, and it has been used as money for thousands of years. So why would the United States of America choose to hold almost 300 million ounces of gold rather than just holding US dollars? There must be some reason. Well, the reason is because they know that the value of the dollar is going to go down. The dollar is going to get weaker over time. So to hedge their losses, they prefer to hold physical gold. Now, there is some debate as to whether all of this gold is actually there. About half of this is supposed to be in Fort Knox, and it hasn't been audited for quite some time. And I believe the last audit that was done there was super weak. They looked at like one bar in one room, and there was so much gold they didn't even look at. So there's a lot of debate as to whether the gold really is in Fort Knox. That's a topic for another video. But the other half of the gold is supposed to be held by central banks in their vaults. So is the gold there? Maybe, maybe not. But the bottom line is they do have lots of gold. These other countries have lots of gold as well. And the reason is because they're worried about their currencies performing poorly. And for good reason. There are many currencies that no longer exist today. After World War I, the German government printed massive quantities of their currency, and from August 1922 to December 1923, consumer prices in Germany doubled on average every 3.7 days. That's around 2 times a week. So let's say you get paid $100 on Friday. Well, in half a week, it's only worth $50, and at the end of the week, it's only worth $25. So you could see your buying power is going down dramatically because of the hyperinflation. Now, Hungary experienced one of the worst hyperinflation events ever recorded. To keep up with hyperinflation, Hungary's government printed bills worth 100 quintillion. That's a lot of zeros. The currency did not last very much longer. In the early 2000s, the Zimbabwean government expanded the money supply to fund various programs such as land reform and economic development. From March 2007 to November 2008, the nation experienced an equivalent daily inflation rate of 98%, reducing the Zimbabwean dollar to a worthless piece of paper. Well, it actually wasn't completely worthless yet. In 2015, the Zimbabwean government was actually allowing citizens to exchange the $100 trillion notes for 40 US cents. That's right, not 50 cents, not a dollar, 40 cents in exchange for a $100 trillion note. Here I have a $10 trillion note from Zimbabwe. This would have been worth just 4 cents in 2015. Now it is completely worthless. You can't exchange it for anything. Rest in peace, fiat currencies. Do you know how long the average lifespan of a fiat currency is? It's only about 35 years. That's right, currencies die much more frequently than people realize. Take a look at all of these currencies that have come and gone. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of currencies that don't exist, and I bet those governments wish that they were holding more gold. Here's a quote from the famous philosopher Voltaire: "Paper money eventually returns to its intrinsic value, zero. Eventually, every currency will become worthless, and it starts with inflation." The problem is, almost every currency around the world is not backed by anything. There's literally nothing backing these currencies except for the power of their military to enforce the value of the currencies. The US dollar used to be backed by gold over 50 years ago, but now it is backed by nothing. And the central banks are choosing to hold gold over dollars because they're worried about the currency getting weaker. So you as an individual should choose to hold gold and silver over dollars. You should choose to convert your fiat currency, which will eventually become worthless, into real money, into precious metals. Gold and silver have been money for thousands of years. You will always be able to retain your wealth if you are holding physical gold and silver, no matter what happens. So do I think it's a good idea to continue to buy gold and silver right now? You can bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to continue to stack no matter the price. Gold could go to $10,000 an ounce, $100,000 an ounce. If we go into hyperinflation and the US government starts printing out crazy dollar bills like this $10 trillion bill here from Zimbabwe, then the price of gold could basically go to infinity. The price of silver could basically go to infinity. And it doesn't really matter what the number is because, again, eventually the dollar will go to zero and it will be priced in some other fiat currency. So I think to protect ourselves, we need to be holding precious metals, especially right now. I don't think inflation is ever going to stop, so I need to be prudent, and instead of holding on to a man-made currency, I want to be holding on to real money, something that has weight, something that has intrinsic value, an element on this earth that is limited in quantity. It is precious. And to be honest with you, there are other reasons that I stack. I mean, it's incredibly fun to buy all these different coins and to build up this personal wealth here, but it's also a great savings account. Once I buy the silver, I don't want to spend it. And because I started stacking, I've been able to save way more money than I ever thought possible. But the bottom line is, if it all comes crashing down, I know that I'm going to be protected. This is my insurance. This is my peace of mind. So let me know why you stack down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.